one from me. I just wanted to say thank you all for coming. We really appreciate it. And just a quick one, I've been told many a times, don't forget that there is a guest book that you need to fill in with lots of lovely messages. So now I'm going to start the speeches, so I'm going to hand you over to my dad.
That's courage.
Oh God! Hang on, I've got prop. Oh God! Oh, he has his foot on there. Oh my God, it's an actual scroll.
You got to hold the microphone now as well.
No, he doesn't.
An ode to my beautiful little girl, Amy Louise Chandler. 10,560 days ago, the happiest day of my life, the day you were gifted to me by Jane, my ex-wife. Don't worry, it gets better. Shakespeare, eat your heart out. You came into my life and captured my heart. From that day on, we will never be apart. Being your pops is unlike anything else. It makes me happier than life itself.
Oh.
Little Amy Doodles and Silver, your pet names. We always had fun whilst playing your silly games. I love your spanner legs and your scabby beak. And now you have grown up to be oh so chic.
Thank you.
In your younger days, you grew noisy and quite loud. But for the whole life, you've made me so proud. You tried ballet and acting and football too. Tried every activity to see what suited you. One of the greatest world's athletes, you may not be. But you're my little girl who means so much to me. From Spice Girls to S Club 7, you taught me the dance moves. Right there, thank you very much. You are totally responsible for my dad dancing grooves. Our finest hour on stage at Hopton Holiday Park, the twist dance competition winners were Team Clark. Well, I've lost my page a bit.
Right.
Yeah, I'm getting there. You took me clothes shopping.
I did.
You said I had no dress sense. What's wrong with Costco? I said in my defence. You seem to forget that I was way past my teens. From River Island, you brought me low-waist ripped jeans. And I'm just going to say, guys, this is totally true.
I did buy it in ripped jeans.
You said, wow, Pops, you look trendy and cool. Showing off the top of my pants, I felt such a fool. We went on a holidays to a place we called Down Yonder. It was safe and had plenty of room for you to wander. We played football, cricket and went crab fishing too. We were known as the 95 Massive Crew. We would ride our bikes to a pub called Church Farm. Cycling back in the dark, we came to no harm. You would play in the pub garden, which was not too far. You could always find your dad propping up the bar. You knew how to get more money, drinks and crisps. Just had to wait for the old man to get pissed. To get more cash, you'd send in little Brad. Knowing his cheeky smile would open the bank of dad. You made a list of requirements for your perfect spouse, an ideal man for you to share a house. He must be handsome and muscly just to conform, and look really hot in a firefighter uniform. A full head of hair and a sexy smile, that's the kind of guy I want to see down the aisle. There was one more item left on your list. Unfortunately for you, it was one that might miss. No. To tell funny jokes was the requirement. It's a skill that Mike just couldn't bring. I suppose 4 out of 5 is not bad going. Sorry, Mike, I'm only joking. No, you're not. We were worried you'd be left on the shelf, which wouldn't have been good for Mum and Dad's health. Then Mike came along and swept you off your feet, the finest young gentleman you would ever want to meet. I know I'm talking for me and your mum, that we are really proud to call Mike our son. A brother called Brad and two step bros, Paul and Chris, spent many a year being bossed by their sis. But now you are married and no longer a miss. It's hurrah from the boys, freedom is going to be bliss.
There is no freedom.
It's over to you, Mike, in sickness and in health. You signed your life away all by yourself. Now not a clerk, Chandler is Amy's surname. We are now free, Mike. It's your turn for pain. You are now married and have become Mike's wife. You're still Daddy's little girl now and for the rest of my life. Changing your name to Chandler doesn't make me sad because forever I will always be your loving, devoted dad.
Aww.
It's toast time! Thank you, Whoopers. Imagine, if you will.
I know.
I'm on the stage now. Imagine, if you will, some thick white bread. None of this healthy wholemeal stuff like that. Toasted a golden brown.
What are we doing?
Slathered with full fat butter. Oh, you getting it, guys, aren't you? You getting it? Yeah. And then with a light smearing of God's own creation, Marmite.
Yes.
Yeah? Are you with me? Are you with me? Right. Let's test it out. Marmite lovers, please stand up. You beautiful people, radiant with health. Look at you. I want you to all look at each other, all right, and praise each other for your great taste in gastronomic delight.
Gastronomic delight.
Gastronomic delight.
It's a very big word.
Thank you very much. All right, clap yourselves. Right, and let's get in heathens called Marmite haters. Please stand up if you dare. Wow. What an unhealthy looking bunch you are. Do you know what you're lacking? Complex B vitamins. That's what you lot need. Alright? But it's not too late. Alright, you've still got a chance. Brad, please. Spread the love. on to the serious bit, and that's the actual proper toast.
Oh, I get it now. The toast.
Huh? Hello? Start spreading the news. And that's the serious bit. And this is proper toast. These toasts that I'm going to do are straight from my heart, and they're very special to me. So the first toast that I'm actually going to do, and that is to Jane. Jane, will you please stand up? And the reason why Jane is the first toast, and that is because she actually gifted me with absolutely fantastic 2 children. And for that, I will never, ever, ever be indebted to her. And she will always have a place in my heart.
Thank you.
Right, my second toast is going to be for Hannah.
Oh.
If you two could please stand up. I'm toasting you guys because you have done an absolute magnificent job in bringing up that little star of yours.
All done was
You've done a great job because he's an absolutely lovely lad, so well done. So what I want you to do is face each other. Unlucky. Put your arms around each other. Doesn't matter. And pat each other on the back for a job really well done. Right, the next one is going to be for Richard and Kirsten. Could Richard and Kirsten please stand up? And the toast to these two guys, me myself on step down, and I know it's not always easy job to do. But you two have both done an absolutely fantastic job. And you know what? I couldn't choose a better stepdad for the kids than Richard, and also stepmother better than Darcy. You want this yet? Stand in front of each other.
Oh, this is awkward.
There's a thing to this, and pat each other on the back for a job. Well done.
Oh my God. You're right, Brad. That's the first time I've seen Brad crying about 20 years.
Oh, don't you start the other one. And the last,
It's gone
or
rogue.
second and last, that I'm going to toast is an actual really, really, really special lady. It's a lady that has been there in Amy's life right from the start.
Oh, she's going to be in tears.
No.
Through hard times, and there has been some hard times, which there would be, you know, when you've got divorce and things going on, but she's always there to be Amy's rock. And I would say that if this person was to write a book, it would be entitled How to Be the Bestest Godmother in the World by Auntie Helen. Stop your crying, you big wuss. Right, stand in front of your goddaughter. Put your arms round Auntie Helen and give Auntie Helen a big pat on the back for being the bestest godmother And that just leaves me with the last toast for me. You'll be pleased to know I'm going to sit down soon.
Keep going.
And that is to the happy married couple, Amy and Mike. And what a lovely couple they are. And I'm sure everyone in here wishes them all of the best and the happiest future together. And everyone, don't you just love these guys? So raise your glasses, please. Amy and Mike.
Amy and Mike. Thank you.
And that's it. Thank you very much. That was a fantastic round of applause. I'm going to carry on. I've got at least another 20 minutes. I'm going to now pass over to the groom. So Mike, over to you.
Well, as I'm sure you've all heard, I'm terrible at stories and jokes, so thank you all for coming. I think that got the biggest cheer I'm going to get. No, I'd like to start, both Amy and Steve have said thank you all for coming, but you're all special in one way to me or my new wife. So, genuinely hope you're having a lovely day, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the day as well. My job today is to thank everyone for coming and give us a few special thank yous as well. So my first thank you is actually going to be to Amy's family. It really made me feel welcome and feel a part of it, whether that's by quizzing me on your allotment or showing me some of those dance moves.
You will see them later.
Whether it was Jane, first time we met, stopping me mid-sentence. Do you work out? No. And I haven't brought my fireman's uniform with me today. But as mentioned before, that extends further than both Steve and Jane to Richard, who was so upset in our first year moving in we didn't invite him to dinner. So upset he got drunk at the rugby club when we finally invited him and didn't actually show. I think it took us about 3 attempts to get him round. And to Kirsten as well, who at some stage this evening will fall over. And I have put in brackets if she hasn't already. So someone might need to let us know if she has. But in all seriousness, as I mentioned, you've all made me feel really welcome and part of the family, so thank you very much for doing that. Next up are my parents. I've got some great stories about singing and dancing along to the Jungle Book, or feet falling through ceilings. But actually, I'm going to use this moment to thank them for everything they've done. It's not very often I'm going to get this opportunity, but you've never left me wanting for anything in my life, whether it be the necessities or the latest craze I was into. You've always been behind me, whatever I've chose to do 100%, whether that be a wet and rainy Saturday morning, watch us lose 11-0 in our first football game ever.
Yeah.
But I've appreciated everything. You've always been an inspiration to me. Obviously, this is going to be a lot shorter than Steve, let's be honest. The next one is, I'd like to say thank you and how beautiful the bridesmaids and the maid of honour look today. You've got Ali and Jodie, who have been in Amy's life long before I come around. She's always spoken so highly of you, and I couldn't imagine her being here with anyone else today.
No.
There's only one line. And to Fliss, who's been around a lot longer than Amy has as well. I finally got you the sister you were after, but now we both just have to get used to the fact that our parents have a new favourite. We also like to thank our little page boy today, Edison, up front. So excited. And yeah, his role in this wedding was decided before he was born. I think about 10 seconds after Jodie said she was pregnant.
Yeah. Not even 10, I don't think.
I think we then got a shout out to the usher Brad. I'd like a boo from anyone that doesn't like Marmite. No.
Shit joke.
But no, it wasn't. That's what Steve was talking about my joke telling abilities. But as per normal, he's been putting up with Amy bossing him around. But I don't think he can say no today because she is the bride. Next up is the best man, David. I did have a lovely speech written about how we're best friends, I'd do anything for him and he'd do anything for me. But following 2 days of torture, which is more commonly known as a stag do, that went straight out the window. But no, he's been my best mate for over 15 years. I would genuinely do anything for him. He's always looked out for me, had some great times together. And I'm sure we'll use some of those stories to embarrass me in about 5 minutes. I'll rush through, don't worry. Right, so this relationship all started when I gave my phone number to a stranger over the internet and asked her to promise me she wasn't a middle-aged man called Pete catfishing me.
Here we are.
10 minutes later, a text followed. Hey, it's Pete. So straight away I knew I was going to take her out on a date. But 1,504 days, 215 weeks, 4 years and a month. How have you put up with me for that long?
I don't know.
But this relationship actually nearly didn't happen. So anyone that knows me knows I'm a bad loser. I don't like to lose. And on our first date, I took her bowling. She said she was awful at bowling, telling me she didn't want to go, she didn't like it. Only to beat me in the first game. So, we joke about it, but had I not beat her in the second game, I don't think we would be here. But as I've said before, little did I know exactly what I'd won. Oh. That date then continued where I took her to Frankie and Benny's and proceeded to kick her under the table about 30 times. Then went on to the second date where I said she looked old and referred to her as a dinosaur. Wow. This then got linked in with the opening gambit of Pete and thus the Petasaurus was born. That is her cute nickname from me. I thought the third date was going better. We'd been to Topgolf, had a great time. So much so that we missed the dinner reservations. I ended up driving around for 45 minutes before pulling into McDonald's and getting us both a nice day. But luckily she saw something in me, so... No.
Yeah, that came out loud, please.
But following on from that, months later, when we'd introduced each other to family and parents, my mum actually said something to me that she'd never said before. When Amy left, she said, Mike, she's the one. It took me a little bit longer to realise that, but she was right. She was right. Right. So nearly a year ago, I proposed to Amy, and we decided the very next day we're going to try and get married within a year.
Yeah.
At the time, I had absolutely no idea how much planning went into a wedding, and I'll be completely honest, I still don't.
Yeah, that's funny, isn't it? Yeah.
I think it's a real credit to Amy with her skills and how well today's gone and everything we've got planned that she has pretty much put this all together just with me helping with a few decisions. So a round of applause for Amy. And then here I am now, a year later, standing next to the most beautiful girl in the room, woman in the room. You're the kindest, most caring and most attractive girl I've met. You've helped me achieve my dreams and we've made new ones ourselves. I'll never be able to tell you in words how much you mean to me, but I love you. So, if we could all please raise our glasses and do a cheers to the bride for today.
Amen. Amen. Thank you.
That's it.
Hand over.
And now passing over to...
I know you're all hungry. This one won't be anywhere near as long as right. I think I've actually known Michael for about 17 years. It all started when one of our mates, JMO, said, let's go knock for this guy, he's quite good at football. He's not really that good. But, 17 years later, here we are at his wedding. It's amazing to be asked to be best man. He took me out for food so he would pay, which I knew something was up because he's the massive Jew in the world. The tightest person I know, aside from maybe Amy. The whole time I thought, well, it's a given, he's going to ask me anyway, who else is he going to ask? Amy. Seriously though, me and Mike have got the best group of friends in the world. Anyone else could have done this for him, happily, so it really is an honour to be asked. Into all rumours about me and Mike. He always says that we're a little bit married.
You are.
Once my mum did walk in on me and Mike in bed watching telly. The heating was broke. I think she was a little bit worried. She kept bringing us cups of tea. She was very supportive. I think she was a little bit worried. Unfortunately, she can't be here today because she wasn't invited. I remember when Mike first started seeing Amy, like he said that they went bowling. I instantly thought it was a bad idea. Mike was very competitive and his trash talk is terrible. Nearly as bad as his dirty talk. So about the dishwasher, you can ask him about it after, it's really fun. I honestly can't remember the first time I met Amy. It's like she's always been with us. And I can't imagine Mike without her now. She's become one of my favourite people in the world. She looks after Mike and Rex like a boss, and if you ask my girlfriend Emma, she's made Mike a much nicer person since. Plus, she's constantly taking the piss out of him, which is hilarious. But lately, she's moved on to me, and I'm not a fan. She does keep promising quesadillas, which never happens.
Next week.
I can honestly say he's become a great friend, and there's no one I'd rather see Mike with. Someone who's close to them is delighted that they've found each other and seeing how happy they are together, especially today. Today is the happiest I've ever seen them, but it isn't the happiest I've seen Steve. That was in a stag For some reason he kept waving his glasses around going like so nearly finished, you can all eat soon. So Mike and Amy, thank you so much for asking me to do this for you. And thank you to everyone for letting us share, for letting us share this day with you. And thank you everyone for being here for my besties. Last one before we leave. It's Mike and Amy.
Mike and Amy. Me and you.
Amy.